Hi, everybody. Welcome to Queers and Soaps. I'm Tommy, and tonight I'm joined by Eric.
Hi.
We're back for some more Santa Barbara, episodes 56 to 60. So I'll roll the credits and we'll jump right into it. Now, if you were a Patreon subscriber, you were able to watch episode 56 with us, but we're still going to give you a little bit of a recap just to keep
It
things
was
flowing.
fun. Yeah.
um, so in episode 56, Cece pretty much cut Santana off while she was going after Brandon, her son.
For the 25th time.
Yeah. Well, now she knows that Brandon is her son.
True, true.
And they kind of have this back and forth throughout the whole episode of him not wanting her to see her son and her because he doesn't think that it would be in the best interest. And she's like, how could it not be in his best interest? She's like, I just want to have a relationship with him. It's not fair. You've been there for his birthdays. He knows who you are. She's like, I could just be a friend. Introduce me as a friend of his mother.
I don't know why he just doesn't give her a chance. It's driving me insane.
Yeah.
Give the girl a chance. If she acts up, be like, no, you can't see him again. Like, or, like something like that.
I mean, it's Santana. She's gonna act up.
I don't know.
So
She's been pretty calm, I feel like.
yeah, but he's right though. Like she's gonna want more,
Mm,
and she has every right to that. This seems like it was an
mm,
illegal adoption
yeah, something's
because
going on.
it doesn't sound like she signed any papers or her rights away.
No.
Because at some point in these
Yeah,
episodes,
because,
he mentioned her
yeah,
signing papers that would be like an adoption after the fact.
yep.
So I'm like, oh, so she could
And
take
she
her
didn't
baby
sign
back
them.
anytime she wants.
Yeah.
Hmm. So yeah, I'm not really liking Cece.
He's a dick.
um, but so in the episode that we watched, remember when we were like, "Oh, I feel like it was edited because like Joe and Kelly didn't
Hmm.
make love." They did.
Hmm.
There was like 2 minutes missing because they played their
Yeah.
theme song. That's why it was edited out.
Oh, we saw them in the next episode,
Uh-huh.
making sweet love all day long.
I'm enjoying Joe's scruff.
Hmm. He does look pretty sexy.
Yeah. Um, so oh, we also in the episode that we watched, Mr. Bottoms is punishing Ted and the rest of the classmates by making them pretty much scrub the classroom, even though it's clean already because they put a camel in the classroom.
And happily, it seems like Mr. Bottoms is gone for a little bit for these episodes, for this week.
Yes, he was in episode 56, but we watched that already.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I hope he's gone forever because I think his punishment for Ted was that he was going to have him expelled.
Yeah.
So hopefully we could just be done with high school.
I don't mind Mr. Bottoms, the actor, but I just think the story is weak.
Yeah.
Just him picking on Ted. It's the same crap. Kind of
Hmm.
annoying.
So Jade's mother, who works in the cafeteria at the high school, told Jade that Amy was coming back to town for Joe's memorial service.
Yeah.
And by midweek, we kept hearing about Amy, and then we weren't seeing her. And I'm like, oh, is she not coming? Was that a lie? Like, did we forget about Amy? Like,
Well, because everybody thinks Joe's dead still, so Amy's
yeah,
coming.
yeah. But we did meet Amy, and I liked her right off the bat. She's the first Perkins
I
I
did. I
liked.
did too. And I recognized her. Of course, she's in some of my '70s shows. She was in Wonder Woman and she's in $6 Million Man. So I'm like, of course, I knew her face. I'm like, I know that woman. I gotta look her up. So I did. And
What's
that's
her
where
name?
she's from. Carrie Sherman is her real name. I had no idea that was her name in real life
Okay,
from like the
in
Wonder
the
Woman
title of
show.
the video I saw it said Carrie Sherman's first episode. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah. So that's her. And she reminds me of, she has like a similar look to what is Eric's name in real life? John McCook's wife in real life. I don't
Oh,
know if you've ever seen her.
No, I haven't.
But she was in a lot of 70s. She was in Charlie's Angels, Wonder Woman, those type of shows, and she has a similar look to this actress. Just throwing
Okay.
that out there.
Yeah, I felt like she came in naturally, and she was a good actress, and I liked her.
Yeah, I liked her pretty much from the get-go, but I didn't like know her, but I loved her when she was drunk. Loved her acting choices were amazing. Everything she did I thought was great. I don't know if she was directed to do so, but we'll talk about it in a minute.
She tells her parents that she has a boyfriend and that they're going to Hawaii to look at real estate to possibly move there. And the dad's the asshole dad, as you like to call him, is just like, "We gotta
He
move in with
is
this
an
guy
ass.
before marriage or whatever." And he's like, "I know it's old fashioned." He's like, "This new generation. I just gotta wrap my mind around it." I was like, "This new generation in 1984."
Oh my God, this asshole dad kills me. Still don't like him.
I thought about you when he was crying. I felt like you were like, "Good, you cry, you feel that pain."
No, it's called fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward, fast
Are you
forward.
fast forward him?
I fast forwarded that whole scene. I'm like, now you're gonna cry over your son? You think he's a killer? No, nope, not having it. That's the only thing I fast forwarded is him. Like, nope,
Really?
fucking asshole. I hate him.
Well, then, did you watch the scene with Amy?
I watched everything except that one part where he was crying over Joe. Nope,
Okay.
I wasn't having it. Nope,
um,
pissed me off.
so Kelly is gonna hide Joe in this barn in the middle of nowhere. Um, and he knows about the memorial service. Kelly's gonna go to just to make it look like she's in mourning. Um, he's like, I don't want to put my family through this. He's like, but I can't have like all these women, all these blondes coming out to the middle of nowhere to this barn. It's gonna
Yeah,
look
right.
suspicious. So
Yeah.
then she's like, okay, so I'll tell them and I'll tell your dad. And he's like, no, I don't trust my dad.
No, he shouldn't.
And so then they basically circle back to, okay, tell basically, well, he doesn't know Amy's in town. So basically just tell Jade and my mom. I'm like, so it's
Mhm.
back to the plan where all the blondes are going to the barn. Okay.
I love Jade in these scenes too. She cracked me up. Once she knew, she was so funny. I thought she was great.
I thought I couldn't tell if she was being loud or if there was just an echo in the church when she told her mom, but I felt like they were being very loud and not like keeping it a secret.
No, it's called the microphone was probably hanging right over them. So when you whispered, it was just loud to us. I don't think it was supposed to be loud. So
I texted our friend Matt and I was like, "Oh, I'm watching episode 60 and the fountain is really loud in the seat in the Capitol Mansion." Because I think
that's
he
why.
told me that eventually the fountain goes away, and that's probably why, because it was too loud.
Oh, okay. That's funny.
We didn't see a lot of Mason in these episodes. He was just kind of like sprinkled in.
No, but I saw humanity in him, and I was very happy because I really just thought he was a hateful character, and I didn't really like him. But when he, okay,
When he was talking to Eden about how much she was like
no,
a mother.
no, when he was there for Santana when she was like devastated with Cece,
Oh,
he like showed a human side, and I was like, wow, like he cared. It looked like he cared about her, and I was like, nice, thank you, because I didn't think he cared about anyone.
well, we know he's obsessed with Santana, but yeah, that was a nicer side versus his
Yeah,
obsession.
it was a nicer side. Exactly.
Um, I laughed at the acting because Santana called Cece and was like, "Cece, I need to talk to you. I've made a decision."
Yeah.
Just like the way she delivered it, I was like, "This is so campy and overdramatic."
Oh yeah, it was for sure. Yes.
And at one point, early on in the car when they were like debating back and forth if this was a good idea or not, he like said that he loved her or was in love with her, and she was like, "I care about you," and he's like, "Caring about someone isn't the same as love," and I'm like, eh.
Mm,
I
yeah.
think we're gonna be getting a new CC soon because Matt said,
Yeah.
"Did the new CC come yet?" So it must be coming very soon.
Probably like episode 61.
Probably like the next episode. But
Which
we're
we can
pretty
watch on
deep.
Patreon.
We're pretty deep into October. I looked at the air date for the last episode. It was October
Yes.
19th. So we're getting
Yeah,
into November sweep soon.
I happened to see one was October 16th. So I was like, okay, so I knew we were in like mid-October. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Um, we saw what's his name?
Peter?
No, the man that's a woman.
Dominic?
Dominic. We saw him at the memorial service, but he didn't speak anything. Like he didn't talk to anybody.
No, I thought Kelly was gonna like grab him because now remember like Kelly just found out that he's a woman.
Yeah, that was funny.
So
Her
I
reaction.
I thought she was gonna like yeah. She's like,
She was
oh
like,
yeah.
"Should I tell Dominic you're alive?" And he's like, "No, he's a she."
Yeah, she's like, oh, what? And she's like, oh yeah, it makes so much sense. And then she called him like he at one point. She's like, oh, what am I doing? She. I'm like, oh god. It's getting confusing now.
um.
I
So
mean, you know what creeps me out, Lionel?
yeah,
This weird thing with Eden, I don't get it. I'm really confused by it. I don't know why she even gave him the time of day to talk to her because I'm like, I would be like, ew, this is weird. Like, you think I'm your mom? Like, no, I don't
I
like it.
I decided in this batch of episodes that I really like Kelly.
Yes,
I feel like I've been on this journey with her for 60 episodes now, and she's my reason to watch.
she's hard not to like. Just I think it's the actress herself. I think she's just very likable because
Mhm,
I kind of liked her, even though I didn't agree with her character, but I just felt
mhm.
like she's just really. I don't know. I can't. She's just commanding. Like she's just very in this role. Like I don't know.
Um, I do enjoy the comedic banter between Augusta and Lionel.
I do
Um,
too.
it was funny. She was like, "You're not going to do one of your fertility dances, are you?" And he was like, "Do you want to have a baby?" She's like, "Not right now." He's like,
They
"Okay."
they are very amusing. But then I'm like, does she know? Does she know about his affair with Sophia, or we don't know?
I don't know, honestly.
I also question like the ages of these people. So remember when Eden brings Sophia to Mason? When did Sophia die? Like when she was a baby? Do we know? Or die?
Um, I think when Ted was a baby, because Ted's the youngest. So, and he's in
So
high school, a senior, and I think Kelly
so
and Eden are at least college age, if not after college. So
so is Mason like is he like 10 years older than Eden? So he would know Sophia better than anybody else?
he could be, considering he has a different mother.
Okay. Because I was confused by all of this, you know.
Speaking of his mother, he was trying to track
Yeah,
her down, couldn't find her. It was her birthday. Apparently, it's a tradition that she calls him on her birthday.
yeah.
So he was concerned that she hadn't called him, and then she did call him, but he
We
had the
heard her
number
voice.
traced. Yeah, we
Hmm.
heard her voice, and the number was traced, and it came from a payphone in Santa Barbara. So now he's like, "My
Yeah.
mother's in Santa Barbara."
Yes. So I'm excited. I'm like, is she gonna be on? I'm guessing she is. I mean, we
Yeah,
heard her voice, so I'm like, cool.
right. And she's
I'm
in
excited
town.
to meet her.
Do you think it's
I
another
feel like
blonde?
I feel like there's a lot of people happen. There's a lot, which is probably why they get rid of the what do they get the Perkins family because there's a lot of people happening here.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know
I
what's
know.
gonna
I feel
happen with
like
the
in the
mother.
last dozen episodes, we got Gina, Summer, now we got Amy, Brick,
Yeah,
possibly Mason's mom is coming.
I love Brick.
I like him too.
I love him. Yes,
And I actually felt like instant chemistry with him and Amy.
yes, me
And I was
too.
like, "Oh," I was like, "I think I found my rooting couple."
And Jade is like crushing on him, of course.
Was she?
Yeah. you, you didn't notice? She even
In
says
like
at
in
one
like a
point,
she's gonna try
she's
and
like,
date
he's
him kind of way,
cute.
or just kind of like, oh, he's cute. Like,
I think she's just crushing. Like he's like a she's like he's a cutie or so. She said something like that in the last episode I think I watched.
right.
Yeah,
Um, so Jade and the mom tell Amy that Joe is alive, and they're like, "We can't be happy. We have to look sad." And they all go to see him in the barn.
yeah.
Also, he was paid a visit by those people that found him and had him on the boat. I don't know what nationality they are, but they're not American.
The Russian spies, I call them. I didn't know what else they
Yeah.
were.
I mean, I don't know if they're Russian, but they're not American.
Yeah, they're not.
And
I
they
think
want to
they're Russian.
use Joe for something.
Yeah,
um, I did enjoy him and Kelly's whole formal dancing when he cleaned up his,
dinner.
his beard, but he still kind of had the facial hair and he looked cute.
Why would Kelly think it's a good idea to have him stay at the suite in the hotel that her are they even still did they even break up, her and Peter yet?
I thought they did,
All right, so
but
they
I guess
did.
not
Well,
because
they did in a way because she said like, "Oh, I want to see Joe before," but now Joe's supposedly dead. So
mhm,
why would you think it's a good idea to have him at that place that he works? Is silly.
I don't know because I thought if they weren't broken up, they were kind of on a break till she figures it out what she wants.
Right. That's what I
Um,
got.
but there was a scene that we missed in what we watched. She was wearing a ring that Joe gave her around her neck, and he took
Yeah.
it off and put it on her finger. And then at the church, when Peter showed up, she quickly took the ring off her finger and hid it. I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. So that was because Joe gave her that ring. So I guess they're
Uh,
not. Or she didn't want to have to explain where the ring came from. I don't know. But
Probably.
that's the same suite that Peter was spying on Gina and Cece, and I guess who
Yeah.
else was he spying on?
Summer maybe. I don't remember who was
Summer,
in there.
maybe. I don't know. We saw Veronica. I forgot Veronica was even a character because there's so many characters now. So when she popped
There
up, I
is a
was like, "Oh, hey,
lot.
girl, I know you."
Hey girl, how's it going? Um, yeah, I was confused with that stuff. I guess that was just to get the fact that she's using the suite and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know about the suite being used."
Uh-huh.
And that's why he went up there to like see who was using it.
Right. And he like fell asleep in that room. But
Yeah, right.
he saw Kelly pouring champagne and
Yeah.
talking to a man, but he doesn't know that it's Joe. So he's like calling her like a hussy, like a trollop, like she's moved on already.
Yeah, he's like, Joe just died and she already moved on. Like, he figures that she was dating him while
Yeah.
she was with him.
The title for the episode I watched said Kelly's new boyfriend.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
um oh, so Augusta went to Joe's memorial service, and I didn't forget that her and Joe had a sexual thing, but I just like wasn't thinking about it as like why she would want to go to that, like because they had a connection.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so Lionel was like, when she wanted Brick to drive her, and he was like a little bit jealous, and he's like, "Are you trading in like Joe for Brick?" And she's
yeah,
like, "No." She's like, "Your mother hired him." And she was like, "Besides, he has all these muscles, and he like isn't afraid to like tell you about it or show him off or whatever." And then Lionel was like, "He's tan." Oh no, she said he's tan, and he's like, "What's tan?"
yeah, yeah. That was funny. And
So,
Brick was like really weird with her too, because he's like, "You're not my boss." Like,
because
what
she's
was it? What's her
constantly
name?
questioning him, like, "Where did you grow up? What do you do? What did you
Minx.
do before you came here?" And he's just like, "I don't need to answer these questions. You're not my boss." And she's
Well,
like, "I am the lady of the house." Yes, you do.
he said he was in the circus, or his his mom was in the circus or something. I'm like, Was that like a thing? Was a lot of people in the circus back then in the 70s and
In the
80s? I
70s and
think
80s, right?
I've seen this multiple times. Like in Flamingo Road, the one girl was from the circus. And I'm like, is this a good thing? I don't
And that
know.
used to be a very popular line. I feel like on TV anyway, like you gonna run away and
Mhm.
join the circus.
Do people do that?
I
Like, is
guess.
that
I don't know.
I have to look into that. I'm very curious to know how many people were trying to be in a circus,
Like, was there like a time when there was like a lot of people joining the circus?
right? Maybe because at the time, like it was like almost like a talent show, like in America's Got Talent. Like if you join the circus, you do a talent and you get
Maybe,
money for it. That's the only thing I can think of, like why
maybe.
people would do that. I don't know.
Um,
I like my one note for the one episode. I think it was episode 59. Asshole dad has regrets.
oh, so you did watch him crying.
No, because no, it was in like the next episode. He was talking to the family or whatever, and because I think all of them knew at that point except for
hmm
him,
hmm
and that's why. And he was like, I think the mom is. What's her name? I can never get her name.
I can't
I want to
remember her
call her
name.
Constance, but I don't think it's Constance.
No.
But she looks like a Constance to me for some reason. We'll rename her. She's Constance.
We'll just call her Mrs. Perkins. Her and the
Yeah.
dad apparently are working on things one day at a
Mhm.
time.
I don't know how you could with that asshole.
She's allowing him to stay at the
Brutal.
house, but not in the bedroom.
Ugh.
Okay, so Amy's boyfriend slash boss, because apparently she works for him as a secretary. He came
Yeah.
he came to Santa Barbara, but he only came there to tell her that he wants to break up with her.
What was his
Apparently,
name?
he didn't want anything serious. They agreed on that at the beginning, and he likes to keep his options open. He's like, "You were gone so long." She's like, "I was gone for a day."
Do you think he's gonna come back? Like, I feel like they wouldn't have introduced him if he wasn't gonna make an entrance later.
I don't know because Barbara Crampton was in like one random scene, so and so was
Jeff is his
David
name.
Hasselhoff.
Yeah. Jeff was his name though, so he might. I don't know if he's supposed to come back, but I'm assuming she'll get involved with somebody and then all of a sudden he'll like change his mind or something. So, give a
I like that
storyline.
she slaps him.
Hmm.
That made me actually really like her. So she slaps him, and then
Hmm.
Jade's like, "Is everything okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I just got a raise," and she like her and Amy just like walk off.
Yeah.
So then they go to the what is the name? La Mesa? Is that where they were drinking?
Yeah.
Well, Amy was drinking. Jade was just
Oh
sitting
yeah.
there.
Jade's still underage, I guess.
Uh-huh. Um, she apparently has had 3 drinks and she wants to keep it going, and the waiter's like not paying her any mind. I guess maybe he was cutting her off. Maybe that's why he was ignoring her
Yeah.
because she was already clearly drunk. Um,
She
some
met
guy,
Warren too. Which was confusing too. So I'm like, I guess she didn't know Warren from before. Like I don't know. I just figured they'd gone to school together or something.
yeah, it's hard to tell like what age group she's supposed to fall into.
She looks like around Warren's age, I would think.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you would
I don't
think
know.
unless she didn't go to the private school that Jade goes to.
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, so then some guy tries to like pick her up and he like Jade's like, "Oh no, we're gonna take her home," and he's like, "No, I got it," and she's like playing into this guy, even though Jade's like doesn't think it's safe or whatever.
Mm.
But Brick is there and he pretends that him and Amy know each other
That was funny.
and that he taught her how to, was it roller skate?
Yeah. Or
Yeah,
skate? Roller
or
skate.
ice.
One of them.
One of them. One of the skates. And she's so drunk that she's like, "Oh yeah, he says I was good at it."
Yeah. She's like,
And
yeah, I know him. Of course I know him. She has no idea. She's so wasted.
and this guy isn't taking no for an answer. So him and
Of course.
Brick get into a fist fight.
Yeah. This was where I liked Amy's or the actress's like choices because he's like because when after the fight, he's like, "Okay, let's go," and then when she's like gets ready to fight him, kind of like with her.
Does she?
I'm like, yeah, that's what cracked me up, and I'm like, this lady is great. Like she just the shit she did was really funny. Even like in the part later, because when the whole family was talking, and she's like, it was after like she was hungover, and she's like, "Oh, and Joe's alive, and Amy's alive," and she goes like this, like sorta, kind of. I noticed her hand gesture. I'm like, this. I don't know if she was told to do these things, but this actress is great. She's doing some good shit.
Yeah, so they bring her home, and the dad's like, "Who are you?" And he introduces. He says, "I'm Brick," and he thinks that Jade and her like picked him up at a bar, and she's like, "No, he was helping us. Like he got us home safe."
Yeah,
So he like carries Amy upstairs.
yeah, it was cute.
Yeah. So
Oh,
yeah.
so I looked up Brick real quick. His name's Richard Eden.
Mhm.
In real life, he was in a movie with a woman that you don't know, Emma Samms, and pretend you don't see her, which is a murder mystery of Agatha Christie. And
Well,
is
I
it
know
Agatha
her. I
Christie?
know her now
No,
because of
it's a
1993.
it's a
GH.
Mary Higgins Clark movie. Sorry, I didn't want to mix that up because that's a big difference, and people will probably hate me. Um, he was also in an episode of Falcon Crest in 1988, so I don't think you got up to that yet. And episodes of The City, which one day we'll watch on here sometime. That's
Okay.
all I got.
I wonder how
And
long.
I'm done.
I wonder how long he was on Santa Barbara.
He's on about the same time as Amy, from what I noticed, because I looked up both of them and it looked like they're both on until 87. Spoiler alert.
Okay, that's like a 3-year contract.
We have a very long time with them, so get comfortable. Glad we like them both.
Yes. Okay, cool.
Mm.
Um, Warren dropped one of the coins that he stole from
That's me. I'm the ancient queen.
the ancient coin that he stole from the Catwalls. And Kelly found it and she showed it to Ted. I'm not really interested in the story. It kind of bores me.
I'm interested in it. I want to know because I feel like it's going to have to do with the whole families hating each other dynamic.
Okay.
It's ancient coins, so it's going to go back to like that, I'm assuming. So I'm very
And
interested to see. I know, and Augusta wants to send Warren away. I'm like,
she
just for
is
these coins?
she 100% thinks that he's the one that killed Channing.
I have no idea who it is. Like, no clue. Zero. Mm-mm.
um
I'm
I,
almost wondering if it was like a freak accident. Like, I can't, like, we have really no motives, right?
it
Like, why
definitely was
would
not
any.
it definitely was not an accident because we only saw a hand and a gun and they definitely lifted the gun and wanted to shoot him. So it wasn't an accident.
But, like, why? Like, I guess he must have found out. I don't know. I really have no idea. Or what, like, I don't know if we're supposed to, like, try to figure it out, but I don't have a clue. Do you?
Um I think I know,
Oh,
but I don't
do
want
you
to
have a spoiler?
just from like reading things over the years, I think I know, but I could be thinking of a different show, so we'll see.
It sucks. Well, I'm not looking it up.
Oh, I'm not looking it up now, but I think I know. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Um, yeah. Is there anything I missed that you wanted to mention?
Um, Eden said to Lionel that she never wants to see him again. She doesn't want any gifts or any of that shit.
Hmm.
Because she doesn't say it's weird, but I would have. I would have been like, it's fucking weird. Stop it. But she doesn't. She handles it really weird at first. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. I don't like it. Oh. Um,
Lionel calls her Sophia.
yes.
It's like he like
Like right
it's like he gets like real delusional sometimes, and he's just like Sophia.
right 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 there. I would have been like, this is weird, dude. Like I don't get it. like I don't understand why she isn't more weirded out. Like I feel like she's handling the situation really strange. Um, so at the end, I think Peter snuck into the hotel room, if I'm not mistaken. So I guess he might find
Right,
Joe in the next episode, or I don't know how they're going to get out of that.
right.
Um,
So something
Eden. Oh,
something I was a little bit spoiled on just from the titles of the episodes.
hmm
So it looks like there's like a good chunk of episodes without Kelly and Joe in scenes together. Because one of them says like um whatever the actress's name is, Robin
right.
Wright and Dane, whatever his name is, last episode together. But then like it's like 5 or 6 episodes later, and it's like Dane's last episode.
Hmm,
Yeah. And then the very
it's
next
really
episode
weird.
is somebody else's first episode. So I'm like, is it the recast in the next episode?
It's
Like,
really weird.
yeah.
Um, Eden wants to bury the hatchet with Mason at one point, and she just asks questions about Sophia. I don't feel like
Mhm.
he gives her too much, but he probably was only 10, so he probably doesn't know that much. He's like, she's pretty like you are. So I'm like, now we're gonna get this actress Sophia, and she's not gonna look a damn thing like this actress. What is her name? Why am I blanking on her name?
Sophia's dead.
Eden. How do we know? How do you know? You know she's dead? You don't
Well,
think she's alive?
Pamela's alive. Sophia's dead.
I have a feeling Sophia's alive, but I could be wrong.
Okay.
I just assumed we figured she's alive. Okay. So we're on the opposite ends there. I think she's alive. You
I
think
mean,
she's
that's
dead.
what we haven't been told otherwise. We've been told that she died.
Well, yeah, but I don't think she is.
You're like, show me the body.
Right.
When
I
did
want
she
her
die?
dug up. I want her
Exhume the
dug up.
corpse.
I want teeth checked, dental records. Is there even a cop in town? Is there a cop? Where the cops at?
No, I feel like Cruz kind of fills that role, even though he's not a cop.
Oh, Cruz. Yeah, we didn't really talk about him. I like his whole long speech about Joe. Actually, I think I made note of that. I'm like, Cruz gives the longest speech ever. It was like 5 minutes long. And it was like even from an episode to another episode. I'm like, dude, I hope someone talks like that about me. Am I wrong?
he loved
Shit.
he loved Joe.
Oh, and then that's how Joe, that we didn't say that either. Joe made a tape for him saying that he was alive, basically, and saying,
Oh,
oh,
because
you know,
Kelly had recorded his speech to play for Joe,
yeah.
and then
So
he
Cruz,
was like, "I'm alive." He's like,
yeah.
and
He's like,
Cruz is like,
I didn't know.
"Who said that? Who is that?" And she's like, "It's Joe. He's alive." And he's like, "Oh my god."
He's like, I didn't know how you felt that way about me or something until after I died or something like that.
Yeah.
That cracked me up. Ted, Danny, Lakin, and Jade were doing something at the last episode. Do you know what
Oh,
they were
I think
doing?
they're like getting to work on that motel that they're trying to open or something.
Okay. I'd rather that storyline than the Mr. Bottom shit. So I'm cool with that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
they
we're
were
at the
like
tourist motel.
establishing ground rules as far as like loud music, what time it should stop, and all
This
that crap.
this is the stuff I liked what Jade was playing because I'm like, I think she likes keeping a secret and she's playing it that way. Melissa Reeves. And
Okay.
she just cracked me up because she's like, they're like, oh, I can't believe you came. Your brother just died. She's like, oh yeah, I know. I just want to be with my friends. You know, like she's just like, she's just, I don't know the way. I think she's really funny in these episodes, even when the one with the drink with Amy
She
drinking.
had a line in the church. I don't think they hadn't told Amy just yet, where she said to the mom, "We're like Academy Award actresses or whatever." And then I remembered that she was trying to be an actress in LA, and I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh."
yeah.
Uh,
Um.
yeah, these
Oh,
episodes were fun.
Mason asks Veronica about Peter's checks. So he knows that he's doing something shady to get that money to pay off that
Because
lady.
he's signing the checks. Yeah, that
Uh-huh.
was when Veronica popped up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're a thing. I forgot about you."
Yeah. So I think that's going to be important. I forgot Peter's name actually for for a while. I actually left a blank space, and then when I watched days I was watching. I saw Pete, and I'm like, oh, Peter, that's those guy's name. Telling you, my brain is messed up. I think that's all I have.
Okay, I'm done too.
But yeah, it was good stuff. There was one episode, I think it was like the third one or maybe the second one I was watching that I was kind of like half paying attention to. I don't know. Just didn't hook me, but sometimes it's filler and they talk about the same shit and I just kind of drift
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, so we're almost in November sweep, so that's exciting. Hopefully something big happens.
Yay!
Um, maybe they're like packing the cast because they're gonna kill a bunch of people.
That could be. I mean, I really I do need to know like what is going on with this murder.
Yeah,
And like, is it going to get solved before Joe leaves? Or one of the Joe? I don't know. One of the Joes leave.
right? He should get to know who killed Channing before he leaves.
I don't think this Joe is going to find out
No, probably not.
from what he
But
said.
but all right. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Santa Barbara. As always, you can find us on all the socials and on Patreon at Queers and Soaps. And until next time, have a great night. Bye.
Bye.